Welcome, I'm Gabby Coletta. We're out here today in Crater of the Moon National Monument, and today's practice is one of cultivating Tejas. In Ayurveda and yoga, Tejas is a very refined, subtle essence, that of fire, of Pitta. And when we cultivate Tejas, what we're doing is we're really refining discernment, clarity, and the light of perception. How can we really cleanse what we see so that we're seeing what is true for us? And so part of this practice will be heating, will be warming, but in the spirit of cultivating this tejas, this clarity and this light, I invite you to really check in with yourself and notice if you might be taking it a little too far or not taking it far enough. How can you stay in that balance of tejas, of light, of clarity, and discernment of your own practice? So we will start in Sukhasana, easy cross-legged seat. Meet me here. When you arrive, place your palms face down. And feel free to close the eyes or soften the gaze. The eyes are an organ of Pitta, of fire. So if we spend a lot of time in the screen or, just really deeply in focus, it can be really rejuvenative to just close the eyes, to draw this sense inward. Take a big breath wherever you are, an arrival breath, letting it expand the belly. And sigh the breath out. Allow the bones to settle, the muscles to soften, the effort to fall away. And 2 more arrival breaths like that as you inhale, let the spine grow long, keep the length. As you exhale, letting effort go, letting shoulders melt down the back. And once more. Notice your sits bones rooting into the ground, the earth. Start to scan the body from the feet, through the legs, seeing where you can soften, loosen any grip, any tightness. Begin to imagine length in the spine, space between each vertebrae as the heart lifts, and the shoulders melt down the back. Gently seal the lips and start to deepen the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Activating Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath, which has a subtle heating quality to it. Almost sounds like the ocean or waves or the sensation of fogging up a mirror, that but with the mouth closed. Begin to elongate the breath, stretch the breath, and then use the breath as an anchor anytime your mind wanders to come back to your body. Bring your hands together at the heart. Start to rub the hands together, creating friction, heat between the palms, just noticing this part of the body warm up, the palms, extension of heart. And then once you've generated enough fire and heat, go ahead and cup your hands over your eyes, just letting your eyes receive this energy. And release. Ground the fingertips down. Switch the cross of the legs. Let the spine get long. On your next inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Let the torso grow long. The palms meet. Hands come to heart center. Interlace the hands. Press the palms forward, round the back. And then press the palms to the sky. Heart lifts. Crescent up and over to the right for a side stretch. And take it up and over, opposite side. Let the top ribs fan open. And come back to center, twist to the right, left hand to right knee, right hand anchors behind you, and we'll stay for a breath or 2 here. Let the spine elongate, and then twist from the navel, the ribs, the heart. You can gaze over your right shoulder, and if you want to exercise the eyes, then send your gaze all the way to the right side of your eyelid, looking over the right shoulder. Send the gaze all the way to the left. Turn your head in the direction of the heart. Inhale, back to center, reach the arms to sky. Take it the other way. Stay for a breath to really deepen first, and then use your exhale to wring out the spine, to twist. Gaze over left shoulder for a neck stretch. Option to add the eyes, looking over the left shoulder, and then looking back over the right just with the eyes. Come back to center, reach up, and release the right hand down. Crescent up and over towards the right. Roll the top of the heart open, top pinky finger rotates down. Take another big breath, pressing through the sit bones. Bring your torso to center, spin your left thumb down, and then loop it behind you. You can either clasp the hands on the side of the ribs or just let the right palm face up. Drop right ear to right shoulder. And just take a stretch, a breath into the left side of the neck, letting the breath do the work of massaging out any tension. And then bring your head back to center, chin parallel with earth, unravel, reach up, both arms. Opposite arm down, crescent up and over the other way. Roll your top shoulder back, top pinky finger down, take another big spacious breath in the top ribs. Slowly come back through center, turn the right thumb down, loop right arm behind you for a half bind. Option to take clasped hands here, or flip the left palm up. Drop left ear to left shoulder. And come back to center. Take both hands behind you, clasp the hands, press knuckles back, lift heart. Exhale, bow forward. Folding over yourself to your depth. And slowly lift the torso. Make your way into all fours. We'll meet in table pose. As you arrive, really spread the hands, stack shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, even the shins anchor to the earth. On your next inhale, draw the heart forward, lift the chin to gaze. Exhale, press the earth away and round, pull shoulder blade tips away from each other. Move a few times through cow and cat, opening the front of the heart, as well as the back of the heart. Still invite Ujjayi breath here, just tending to your breath, the texture of the breath, the length of the breath. You can start to invite any organic movement, C-curving the spine, barreling the torso, swaying the hips. About 2 more breaths here, moving in any intuitive way, inviting this element of sahaja, of a spontaneous movement in the body, the spine. 1 more breath. Come back to center. Send your right arm to the sky, open up. Exhale to thread right arm under left, rest the right shoulder, the right cheek on the earth. Couple options here. You can press left fingertips into the ground, thigh bones are straight up and down. Walk the left fingers forward. Maybe loop the arm behind the back for a half bind, opening the heart. Still more options, starting to cultivate discernment. What option's best for you? You can send left toes back, tucking them on the earth. Maybe float the left back leg up. Or maybe play with a bind if your quads, your body feels open for this. Slowly release whatever variation you've taken. Left knee meets the right. Left hand presses into the earth as you unravel right arm to sky. Release. Other side, left arm sweeps up. Find this big wingspan across the chest. And thread left arm under right. Now take that twist the other way. Left shoulder grounds, thigh bones are straight up and down. And again, yogi's choice. Maybe a half bind with the upper arm. Maybe the right toes extend back, tucking onto the earth, floating, or working into a bind. Slowly release right knee to meet left. Right hand frames the face, press into the earth, unravel, and come back to table. Rinse it out, 1 round of cow and cat, just neutralizing the spine. And then come back to your table pose, tuck the toes, send the hips towards the heels, drape the torso up into yogi toe stretch. Make sure all 10 toes are getting some love, opening the bottoms of our feet, grounding force. Take your arms out to a T, right arm loops underneath left for either a bear hug, backs of hands, or fronts of hands touch. And bring the elbows up, draw the shoulders down the back. Breathe for 3. There's opening shoulders, opening back of heart for 2. 1. Take it out to a T. We'll take it the other way. Left arm sweeps under right. Bear hug, backs of hands or fronts, your choice. Elbows draw up, shoulders draw down. Try to keep the shoulders stacked over the hips. Notice what's building up. Notice where your attention is going. Take one more breath here. Release, plant the hands down, untuck the toes, give the toes a little tap for some circulation. And then turn your left fingers towards you, soft bend into both elbows. We'll do some circles here. Circle the wrist the other way. And then switch. Left fingers forward, right fingers towards your knees. A little bend in both elbows. Start to circle the weight. And take it the other way. All 10 fingers face forward. Really spread the hands, tuck the toes, and then hover the knees off the earth 2 inches. Starting to build heat here. Let the collarbones broaden, the crown of the head reach forward. Send your hips up and back. Down dog. Next few breaths are yours to settle in. Maybe you settle in stillness or pedal the feet. You can sway the hips, heels side to side. Start to spread the hands, anchor into the L of hands. Pointer and middle finger facing forward. Start to squeeze your biceps towards each other, hollow out the armpits, press your heart towards the back of the mat, all while knitting the low ribs in and up. Walk your feet as wide as the mat, point the toes out, the heels in. Start to sway into the hips side to side. If it helps you sink your heels down, you might walk your hands a handprint closer to the feet. Just notice the hip creases, the backs of legs. Relax the jaw, maybe give the head a little shake, just clearing out any mental clutter. Anything that might be kind of affecting your perception or your experience. Oftentimes when we're working with fire element, we're burning up what is impure. Take your feet parallel, walk your hands forward slightly. On your next inhale, ripple forward into plank pose. Option to lower the knees to the earth. Pause here for 3. Collarbones broad for 2. Draw the navel in as the tailbone lengthens back for 1. Send your hips up and back, down dog. Go ahead and ripple forward into plank, lower knees, chest chin to the earth. Slide onto the belly, untuck the toes. We'll take a wide arm bhujangasana here. Come to tent on the fingers. As you inhale, lift the heart, loop the shoulders back. Exhale, forehead to earth. Option to add a twist. Inhale, lift up, press the tops of the feet down. Drop left shoulder, look over right. Inhale back to center, lift the heart, draw the navel in. Other side, drop right shoulder, look over left. Inhale back to center, lift the heart, tone the low belly in, and release forehead down. Take the hands under the shoulders. Make your way to down dog, either using your knees or pressing through plank. As you arrive in down dog, start to walk your feet towards the front of the mat. Just moving mindfully, present with each footprint on the earth. We'll meet in a forward fold. Take a generous bend in the knees, drape torso over thighs, let the head get heavy. As you arrive in your forward fold, you can grab opposite elbows, swaying side to side. If you want a little more into the shoulders, you can interlace the hands behind the back and let the knuckles fall to the front of the mat. The back of the neck be long, the shoulders pull down the back so the neck is breathing. And then release the hands heavy. Separate your feet hips width apart so 2 fists could fit between the feet. On your next inhale, find a half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Weight is in the fronts of the feet, draw the shoulders down the back. Exhale to fold, fingers in line with toes, forehead towards shins, head heavy. Twice more, breath and body together. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. And once more, half lift. Pause here. Plant your left hand down in front of the face. You may be on the earth or a brick. Right arm to sky, twist. Deep bend into the left knee as you straighten your right leg. Try to find this big wingspan across the chest. Option to stay or take a half bind. Really press the right sole of the foot into the earth as you spin your top shoulder back. Unravel. Release right hand down. Other side, deep bend into the right knee as you straighten the left leg. Open across the wingspan. Pull the shoulders down the back. Notice if you're rocking towards the heels, bring your weight forward. Take another inhale. If you took a half bind, drop the arm behind the back. Stay for another breath. If you're in the bind, unravel. Reach the arm up and release it down. Move your props to the side if you took them. Half lift, long spine. Exhale to fold. Soft bend in the knees. Press through the four corners of the feet and roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. We'll meet in Tadasana, mountain pose. As you arrive, draw the shoulders up to the ears and back down. Turn the palms forward. You might even lift up all 10 toes, really feeling the four corners of the feet root. This is one of the ways that we keep fire element in check, is still staying grounded and rooted. Surya A's to begin. Inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana, grow tall. Exhale carries you down all the way into a forward fold, Uttanasana, fingers in line with toes. Find your half lift, long spine, heart stays open here. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Modified chaturanga for this first one. Lower knees, chest, chin to the earth. Slide onto the belly, elbows point straight back, Bhujangasana, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, really enliven the legs, feel the thighs peel off the earth, and then press through the L of the hands, plank, down dog. 3 breaths. As you breathe, can you really melt the whole circumference of each hand into the earth and then draw up from the center of the palm, strengthening wrists. Let the side body get long as the tailbone tilts up and the heels sink down. If you're floating forward to the top of the mat, think Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. On your next inhale, bend the knees deeply, gaze at the front. Bottom of the exhale, step or float to the top. Find your half lift. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive, press to the feet, reach all the way up, palms meet. Hands come to heart center, Samastitihi. Breath and body moving together twice more through our Surya A's. Inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Wrap the pinky fingers in. Exhale, fold inward. Hinge at the hips all the way down. Find your half lift, long spine. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Option to go into chaturanga this time by pitching forward slightly, lower down halfway. Biceps graze the ribs. Inhale to your up dog, thighs stay off the earth. Soft bend in the elbows for the heart opening. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. 3 breaths here. So if you're new to doing bandha work, these energetic locks in the body, Mula Bandha, the root lock, it's almost like doing Kegels, holding your pee, that sensation, really just strengthening the pelvic floor. And then Uddiyana Bandha is like drawing the navel in and up, a little bit of core work. That'll help you float to the top lighter if you're floating. Inhale to bend the knees deeply, gaze at the front of the mat. Bottom of the exhale, step or float to the top. Half lift, fold inward. Reverse swan dive, press to the feet, reach all the way up, palms touch. Hands to heart center. Last Surya A here. Inhale, grow tall, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, hinge at the hips, Uttanasana. Find your half lift, collarbones broad. Plant the hands, step, maybe float back. If you're floating back, catch yourself in chaturanga. You'll rinse through your vinyasa. Down dog is where we'll meet. 3 long, intentional breaths. Can you draw the biceps towards the ears up to the sky as you press the heart towards the back of the mat? Let the ribs expand in all directions as you breathe. Inhale to bend the knees deeply, gaze at the front of the mat. Bottom of the exhale, float or step to the top. Half lift, fold inward. Reverse swan dive, press to the feet, reach arms out, up overhead. Palms come to heart center, samastitihi. Separate your feet, hips width apart. Sink the hips low, graze fingertips on the earth, and then reach the arms up, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Sink the weight into the heels so you could just barely see your toes. Lift the heart a little more, breathe. Relax the shoulders, keep the heart open, and then just focus here. Notice if you're over-focusing, over-efforting. We're trying to find that balance with the fire. Lower down, lower down, lower down. Navasana is where we meet. Sink your booty on the earth. Lift the heart. You can keep your feet on the earth, hands behind the thighs, spine straight, or lift the legs up. Breathe here. Lift the heart. Take your hands together. Interlace, point your fingers, extend, thumbs cross for Kali Mudra. Inhale here, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center, twist to the left. Inhale, center, heart is lifting, twist right, wringing it out. Come back to center, twist left. Come to center, release the grip, keep the heart lifted. Hover low boat for 3, 2, 1, and lower onto your back. Bend the knees, plant the soles of the feet on the earth. Pause for a moment, maybe one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Feel into this body, your effort, your presence. And then cross right leg over left, maybe once, maybe twice. Left arm under right. Eagle crunches, 7 on this side, tap toes and fingers to the earth as you exhale, elbows to knee. For 6 more, tap down, draw everything in. 5 more. Last 4 on the side. Last 3. Squeeze the inner thighs together, 2. And 1. Lower down. Unravel the arms, unravel the legs, one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Take a full breath. And a complete exhale. Cross opposite leg over once, maybe twice. Right arm under left. Again, you can bear hug here. Tap toes and fingers to the earth and crunch inward for 7. For 6, draw it in. For 5, really strengthening our core, our center. 4, 3, 2, final 1. And release. One hand to heart, one hand to belly. Option to bring soles of feet together, butterfly the knees out. Take a spacious breath into the belly, the front body, a full exhale to really let the back body surrender. If you're taking the butterfly version, take your hands outside the knees, close them together like you're closing a book. Start to rock and roll forward and back. You can rock and roll vinyasa. You can take it into a table pose, yogi's choice, but where we'll meet is down dog. You might even take an extra breath or 2 in your heart opener, whether that's an up dog, a cobra, or a cow pose. Just stretching the belly. Down dog is where we meet. From your down dog, send right leg high to the sky, open up the hips, stack right hip on top of left. And bend and extend the leg. Do some hip circles. Try to keep your shoulders square to the earth. Reach the right leg long and back. Exhale, right knee carves across the body to the left elbow. Send it long and back. Either same thing or this time straighten the right leg. Square your hips to the earth. Draw your heart forward. So we're getting into the IT band, outer seam of the right leg. Breathe here. You might drop your hips slightly, lift your heart, and then slide your right ankle above the left knee. Make a little bench in the knee by bending the knee. Figure 4 down dog. On your next inhale, ripple into plank pose, hugging right knee in towards elbow. Send the right leg long and back, and step it forward for a high lunge. Reach your arms forward and up. As you release, settle in, soften the shoulders, lift the heart, scissor the inner thighs. Take one inhale here to lengthen the side body. As you exhale, cactus the arms, tap the back knee to hover, or just lower it slightly. Inhale, reach back to your crescent. Pour your heart forward, fly your arms back. Pause. Lift the belly off of the thighs. Let the collarbones get broad. Really squeeze the triceps towards each other. And then inhale, crescent. Open warrior two. Take a moment to settle in. Hips and shoulders open to the long edge of the mat. Right knee is tractioning towards the pinky toe edge. Soften your gaze over your right fingers. Breathe here. And really use your gaze here as a tool, as a way to cultivate focus, balance. Flip your front palm up, reverse warrior. Stay for your exhale to sink a little deeper. One more inhale here. Cartwheel the hands down for your revolved lunge, right or left hand to the inside of the right leg, right arm up. Breathe here, twist from the navel, the ribs, the heart, but try to keep the hips level and press the back of the left thigh up. Release, right hand down. Lower the back leg, straighten your front leg, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Flex the right toes towards you, lift the heart. Exhale, melt heart towards toes. 2 breaths here. You can use the bricks under your hands. See if you can find length in the spine on every inhale as you wrap the outer right sit bone down. Exhale, heart towards toes. You're welcome to stay in that hamstring stretch. We want to keep working into the outer hips. Lift the torso, walk your hands over to the right side of the mat as you spin the knife edge of your right foot down. You might feel the outer seam of the leg light up. Just honor your threshold, soften the shoulders down, breathe into what is present. And then pivot to face the front of the mat, plant your hands, step back. Rinse through a vinyasa or skip it. Down dog is where we'll meet. Into our second side, we'll journey. As you're ready, send the left leg high. Open up the hip. Try to keep shoulders square to the earth. You can bend and extend the left leg. Maybe the side needs something different. Find some movement. Reach the left leg long and back. Exhale, knee carves across the body to right elbow. Send the leg long and back, 3-legged dog. This time, extend the left leg all the way to the right side of the mat. Scissor the inner thighs together, square your right hip forward, draw the heart, notice, breathe. We're working on IT band here. One more breath. As you shift your hips back, you'll slide left ankle just above right knee, figure 4 down dog. Tilt the tailbone up to the sky, press your left knee back, keep flexing left foot. One more breath. Shift your weight forward into a plank as the left knee comes towards the left arm. Send it long and back, and step it forward. Take a moment, find your foundation as you rise up to crescent lunge. All 10 toes are facing forward, square the hips forward. Your left knee is stacked over the ankle. One big inhale here to grow long. Exhale, cactus the arms, tap the back knee. Come on back up to your crescent. Pour the heart forward, fly the arms back. Squeeze arms together. Lift the belly above the thighs. One more breath as you squeeze inner thighs together. Reach the arms forward and up. Open warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Front heel in line with the back heel or the arch. Hips and shoulders open to the long edge. Soften the gaze over left fingers. Maybe even consciously traction the left knee towards the pinky toe. Flip the front palm up, find reverse warrior. Stay for your exhale. One more inhale here, really open the top ribs. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to your revolved lunge. Right hand down, back heel spins up. Left arm to sky. Here in this twist, ringing from the navel, the ribs, the heart, maybe getting a little lighter on your grounded hand. And release the back knee down, top hand down. Find half splits. Flex the front foot. Front leg is straight. And then find your depth. Find your healthy threshold. Tilt the tailbone back to deepen sensation. Melt the heart towards the earth. Keep your heart open. Inhale back to center. Stay if you want a little more hamstring or take it into the IT band stretch. Walk your hands to the left side of the mat. Spin the knife edge of the left foot down. Squeeze the inner thighs together as you melt shoulders away from ears. Stay with sensation. Notice. Part of the fire element is the staying power. Can we rest even when we feel restless? Even when we want to move out of the pose? One more. And tilt forward. Bend into your front leg. Step it back. Rinse through your vinyasa or skip it. We will meet in a down dog or a child's pose. Take what you need for your practice. Make sure it is a resting pose, one where you can feel the fullness of your breath. And then slowly make your way back into down dog if you took an alternate pose. Begin to walk your hands towards your feet at the back of the mat. Find a half lift and fold. Slowly roll yourself up to stand at the back of your mat. As you arrive, take a moment to feel the four corners of the feet ground, lift the heart. Toe heel the feet together, big toes touching. We'll move into Vrikshasana tree pose. Swivel your right leg out to the side. You can keep the toe pads on the earth for the most support, or you can walk the foot up the leg, finding what serves you, as long as it's not on the knee. Can you press foot into leg, leg back into foot, gather the hands to heart, and then steady your drishti, your gaze on one spot. Breathe here. Stay or grow your leaves, grow your tree. Option to interlace the hands, pointer finger extend back to Kali Mudra, or goddess of transformation, destruction, burning through the clutter, the impurities, the facades. Breathe. Stay or take this into figure 4, cross right ankle over left knee, sink down. And stand up. Release, other side. Swivel the left leg out. Toe pads can stay on the earth for the grounding. This is part of the discernment. What do you need? Start to walk the foot up to your threshold, your length. Hands to heart. So we want to be mindful about the fire that we cultivate, because if we have excess fire, then we might feel burned out. We might feel depleted. We might exhaust our resources. So keep checking in with yourself. Option to stay or grow the leaves, the tree, the arms, Kali Mudra. Breathe. Even as you press through your standing foot, can you grow a little taller? Knit the low ribs in. Figure 4 if you want it. Sink the hips down. Try to keep the hips level. Breathe. And lift up. Release. Pause. At the back of the mat, one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Just feeling into your body. You're softening even when you focus, even when you find strength. Release the hands, reach them up. And fold. Find your half lift. Walk your hands forward. Last krama here. Here we go together. From down dog, right leg rises. Step the foot forward. Find your high lunge, crescent lunge. Inhale carries you all the way up. The exhale pours the heart forward, flies the arm back. Start to ground into your right foot. Here's where we're changing it up. Step forward into one-legged Tadasana. And then cross your left leg as high as possible over your right for eagle legs once or twice. maybe the toe pads come to the earth. Right arm comes underneath left. Bear hug, backs of hands, fronts of hands, yogi's choice. Can you slide the shoulders over the hips? Squeeze everything in towards the midline. One more breath. Take an inhale. Unravel the legs, keeping the arms. And then tilt forward, Virabhadrasana. Open the arms, fly it back into airplane arms. Breathe here, Virabhadrasana 3. Flex or point the foot, yogi's choice. And then sink it back. Pivot the back foot out, open warrior 2. Flip the front palm up, find reverse. Here's where we might switch it up. Cartwheel the hands down for revolved lunge. Left hand down, right arm up. Option to stay as you are, or toe heel your right foot to the center of the mat for supported plank. You can take it into full plank, tree plank, or you'll ground your right foot down, kick your bottom foot forward, cross it over once, maybe twice, for an eagle variation. Lift the hips up, shoulders broad, release the hand down, and send it back. Three-legged dog. Rinse through your vinyasa. You can always skip the vinyasa, one more side of standing to go. When you get to down dog, take a cleansing breath, inhale. Let the breath go, sigh it out. Just releasing heat. Last side we go, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Step it forward, rise to your high lunge. One inhale carries the arms up as the tailbone lengthens down. Exhale, pour the heart forward, fly the arms back. Start to root into your front leg, launch off, and gather right knee in towards chest for one-legged Tadasana. Cross your right leg as high as possible for your eagle. Toe pads can stay on the earth, or you can take any variation of the bind. Left arm under right. Bear hug, backs of hands, fronts of hands. Can you draw the elbows back, the shoulders back, so they're stacked over the hips? Squeeze everything in. Slowly unravel. Pour forward, hinge forward. Reach the arms back, Virabhadrasana 3. And as slowly, mindfully as possible, land the toes at the back of the mat. Open warrior 2, just one breath. Flip the front palm up, reverse. Cartwheel the hands down. For your choice, either revolved lunge, supported side plank, complete side plank. Any of them are really complete. It's your choice. Or bottom leg kicks forward, comes over into eagle legs. One more breath. Press through the L of your grounded hand and then release. Send your right leg back, three-legged dog. Rinse through your final vinyasa. Lower your knees to the earth, hips to the heels, take a child's pose. As you settle in your child's pose, option to keep the arms long or flip the palms up so the upper arms roll away from each other, or maybe take prayer behind the head and wiggle the elbows forward, getting some love into the triceps. Slowly release the hands. Roll yourself up. Offset your hips to the side and send your legs long in front of you. Take a moment to move the fleshy parts of the sit bones away. Gather your right knee in for Janu Shirsasana. Right sole of the foot in the inseam of your left leg. Let the spine grow long, lift the heart, and fold. Fold inward. You can keep the hands resting on either side, keep the heart open. So if the back is rounding, see if you can lengthen or lift up. Or you can go a little deeper, grabbing the foot, maybe even binding for the wrist. Slowly release, lift up, Take your right ankle over the left knee, hands behind you, and then slide the left foot onto the earth for a figure 4 variation. Lift the heart. Breathe here. If you want more intensity, scooch the booty forward, lift the heart a little more. Here's where we have some yogi options. You can stay, or you can take it into double pigeon Agni Stambhasana. Shins are parallel, feet are flexed, spine is long. You can stay, or you can take left hand to right knee, right hand anchors behind you to twist. Stay, or untwist, maybe a brief counter twist, fold forward. Soften the jaw, the tongue, the muscles in the face, even the eyes and the eye socket. And roll yourself up. Take the hands behind you, plant the feet wide, and then sway the hips side to side, just rocking into the outer glutes, giving the outer glutes a little massage. And do that whole thing on the other side. Right leg extends long, left sole of the foot in. Move the fleshy parts of the sit bones away, reach the arms up, grow tall, and fold forward. So take another breath wherever you are, fold a little deeper. Try to keep the length in the spine. Slowly come up and cross the left ankle over the right knee, plant the right sole of the foot down. Your hands are behind you. You can point the fingers back for a little more lift, trying to keep the heart open. Again, find the sweet spot for you. See if you can relax into the sensation. One more breath. Stay there or take it into double pigeon, fire log pose. Shins are parallel, feet are flexed. Let the spine be long. Stay or take your twist. If you're twisting, maybe a counter twist, and then a sweet bow inward. Drape the torso up, plant the hands behind you, feet wide as a mat, sway the hips side to side. And come back to center. Send your left leg long, cross the right foot over the left. You can keep the bottom leg straight or sweep it under. So we're moving into our seated twist. Now, if the bottom leg swivels under, you just want to make sure both sit bones are still on the earth. Plant your right hand behind you, lift your left arm up, and then either hook the elbow or hug the leg. All right, so here's our surprise challenge. You can stay here working this twist, really good fire element, digestive capacity, or if you want to play with an arm balance transition, you're going to really hook the elbow around the leg, plant the hands down. We're moving into a side crow variation, coming up onto your legs. Start to lean forward, lift the legs up, and you can take it into eagle legs and lower down. So option to play, option to skip the eagle legs, make it a side crow, whatever you want, or honor your winding down. One more breath where you choose to be. Sit your booty back down if you are in an arm balance. Then take a counter twist. Other side, which means one more time for surprise arm balance challenge if you want it. Take a moment Even if you are going into the arm balance, take a moment to get the twist in. Left hand down, right arm up. Either hug the leg or hook the elbow. Breathe. And so you'll kind of use your bottom legs as a little leverage to lift the hips up for this transition. Lean forward, ground the hands. You're in the traditional side crow, you come to the front, or the right arm in this case. Lower down. A good amount of lava on the ground. It's almost fitting that we're doing a fire practice in a place that has lava beds. So breathe wherever you're choosing to be. And release, counter twist. Slowly unravel. Take one more washing of the hips side to side here. And then scooch to the center of the mat. Lower all the way onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then some circles in one direction, the other direction. Open up into a happy baby. Knees towards the armpits, feet towards the sky. Take a big inhale and a lion's breath, let it go. We'll do that a couple more times, but this time in your lion's breath, let's do some eye cleansing here too. Can you, when you stick out the tongue, roll your eyes towards the third eye center? So it looks like this. Okay? In your child's pose. Take at least one more. Really good cleansing, releasing the jaw, the hips, releasing the heat, cleansing the eyes. And slowly give yourself one more squeeze. If there's anything else you need in practice, honor that. I will leave you in Shavasana to soak up your integration, your rest. Just please be mindful to take yourself out when you're ready. Legs long, arms on either side, palms face up. Letting everything go. Shavasana.